What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. All right, now with all that be out the way, the biggest show, the best show of the week was NXT ROADBLOCK. Even though they call it WWE ROADBLOCK, it's NXT ROADBLOCK. This is the best show NXT had put together. This wasn't a PLE. This was the best show that they put together, and it was in New York City. I think it was were they in the Hammerstein Ballroom? I'm not necessarily sure. But it was a nice venue or there was some kind of theater. I don't know if there's an
extra theater. It might just be part of the Madison Square Garden. Yeah. Because of the way it's set up, like different, like even in the Kimmel Center, it's the same thing. There's a main place and then there's a little small. Okay, I think that's what it was at then. 5 matches. Every match is a banger.
So, I just checked. Roadblock took place at the theater at Madison Square Garden.
Okay. Well, they had packed the house in there. And they had 5 matches. Each match was a banger. This was a stand and deliver show, which is their WrestleMania PLE, WrestleMania weekend. I don't know how Sean is going to top this show.
Oh, it was that good.
It was excellent. Every match, it was excellent. From the Hardy shocked me. Jordan Grace and Roxanne Perez was good. That Haas fight in Wakanda between Obafemi and Moose was great. Then,
sir, with the Wakanda, these men are from an actual African country.
Ethan Page and Javon Evans. He put out a new thing about Javon Evans, and then the double champion main event. Yeah, everything was excellent. It was
solid show.
It was a
solid show.
It's beyond solid. It's beyond solid. That thing was excellent. To me, that was from. You had Sacrifice from TNA this week. You had Revolution from AEW this week. You had the Raw and Smackdown shows. This was the best wrestling show this week from all the companies.
Says a lot.
From all the companies. And it was just a regular NXT show. It was a special NXT show. This wasn't even a PLE. And I was like, I don't know how they're going to top this from Stand Deliver. And they did the shit with commercials. Because it was on CW.
That's right.
So
I keep forgetting it. NXT is on CW now.
So they kicked it off with the TNA Tag Team Championships. The Hardy Boys taking on Faxion. When I tell you, I was like, because the week before I was just like, listen, I do not know how the Hardys are going to fare here because Faxion are going to literally run them over because they move so damn fast and they're so damn old. But the Hardys hit the hits. They went out there and they just hit the greatest hits, and the crowd was already excited because it's the fucking Hardy Boys. Okay, yeah. And then Faxion, who's arguably the best tag team in wrestling today, they went out there and they was sprinting and running around and bumping for them Hardys and making things looking great. And Nathan Frazier is he just moves so damn fast. They was top rope suicide.
I heard Primetime. I heard Primetime picked up the new Hardy Boys shirt in their support. Because I know how he liked to make sure he get them in all the colors.
Yo.
Probably hate that shirt. And there was a cool move where I think it was Nathan Frazier or which one was it? Because Nathan Frazier goes down to the outside and Matt Hardy catches him with a side effect on the outside. In the ring, Jeff does a twist of fate to Axiom, and he bounces up into a neck breaker by Matt Hardy. And they was making the Hardys look really good at keeping them up with there. I appreciate that. In the end, Jeff hits a swanton. He still can do it.
Listen.
Jeff can still hit a swanton. I mean,
relax.
He hit his whole body following you though. He don't skim you with the top of his head no more. The whole body hits you. But he beats. They put Nathan Frazier and they retain the TNA championships. I mean, because they're not going to have TNA lose their championships because that's the Hardys have.
You know what's weird, and I don't even know how to put this. Fraxium in that match with the Hardys had the Hardys looking like the Hardy Boys. They looked younger in their performance, which made it look smoother. I don't know how that happened, but
they didn't want to get outshined at all. It
just looked so good them working together.
It was. Next up, they had Jordan Grace taking on Roxanne Perez, which is a regular one-on-one matchup, and they had a good matchup. Jordan Grace gets her win back from last year at New Year's Evil, or was it Battleground? I forgot which one it was when they was in that UFC arena where Roxanne Perez beat her. But Jordan Grace beats her with her finish. This may be Roxanne's swan song, or to go to the main roster, or she may do a stand and deliver show and then go to the main roster. She's been main roster ready. But after that, it was the house fight. The horse fight. As Big E would say, big men smacking meat.
Every time I hear it,
Oba Femi
please
taking on Moose for the NXT Championship. And before Oba Femi wants out, Undertaker's sitting there on the wall in the back. Like, listen, I've been watching you. I like your matches. And I don't think I have to tell you that you need to go out there and defend your yard. And when I say these motherfuckers went out there and they just had like the Incredible Hulk versus the Thing type matchup, that they out there moving like big men should not be moving. It was incredible. And actually that open palm slap.
That match pretty much was like Moose saying, like, you know, when I'm done, I need that contract.
Do you think he'll come over to WWE? In your opinion?
I think he would, but it's going to be NXT though. I do.
To be honest with you, I don't think Moose needs NXT. Here's the thing. Tell me how Moose is the X Division champion and Joe Hendry is the world champion and it does nothing for... and Moose still feels like the bigger guy.
I agree.
I don't think Moose needs... As much as I don't think Moose needs NXT. Well, could he do it? Kind of like Samoa Joe. You don't need NXT. He just did it. And it's like, okay, whatever. But you know, he's main roster bound. So
I would still think he might possibly want to come over when he's done though. Like, I don't doubt that he wants to come over to WWE, but I do think they might put him in NXT. No, I'm not saying a long stint either. But he's going to do a round there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Jordan Grace, it's very possible Jordan Grace could move by the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to do a little bit, but you ain't going to do a lot of it. But you're going to walk through these doors first, just because they want to put a little bit more shine on you of how they do things in this company. And I think the partnership between the two companies almost serves as a barrier for that. Like, come over here for a second, see how we do it before we hire you. Kind of like a try before you buy.
Yeah.
So that's what I see happening. But yeah.
In the match, Obafemi, so they each take shots, like some strong shots at each other. Like I said, they're moving around like they actually cruiserweights out there. These are some big guys. Obafemi hits a Uranagi to Moose on the side, on the ring apron. He hits him with like a attitude just in the ring easily. Moose goes for that Seth Rollins superplex Falcon Arrow combination, and as he's about to go for the Falcon's Arrow, Obafemi reverses it into a suplex of his own, and then he goes and does something very impressive. This man, Obafemi, takes Moose, and as Moose about to go for a powerbomb, he picks this military presses Moose over his head. This is Moose we're talking about here. Military presses him and just throws him over the top rope. And Moose falls hard on the floor. And I was just like, damn. Obafemi has that kind of stuff. Like, he be having this kind of these pockets of strength that be like quite impressive, and I'm like, man, how you doing that? So even on the outside,
he had a little bit of that purple herb from the lands of Wakanda before he went out there. They give you the straight food.
Bro, I'm telling you,
you know what it do. We've seen the movie.
We've seen the movie many a times. But then Moose comes right back and gives Obafemi a Uranagi right through the announce table. So these guys taking hits. Moose goes for a spear. Obafemi kicks out, and then he goes for another move. But then Obafemi hits the pop-up powerbomb, and Moose loses the match, and then Obafemi wins. That was a good house fight. I wish they had saved that for Stand and Deliver, but I don't know how long what they plan on doing with the TNA stuff at Stand and Deliver. I don't know if they want a homegrown NXT talent to go up against Obafemi, because right now, I don't know, and I don't even know if they're going to try to run it back, to be honest with you, but as of right now, I don't see any clear opponent for Obafemi that's going to give that kind of match. As much as I love Trick Williams, and as much as I know he on the storyline of trying to get his championship back, I don't see Trick Williams. Or I would rather see Moose when it comes to that kind of match, going against Obafemi and Stand and Deliver opposed to Trick Williams. That's just me. And I love Trick. I've been trying to put everybody on Trick before everybody was on Trick.
No, I don't. No, I don't disagreeing with you there. I don't see a clear opponent for Oba right now. I know you got 5 weeks. You're going to have to develop something. Because right now, who? Like, if it was this weekend, you would go, anybody you say is debatedly not the choice. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm making one. Debatedly not the choice.
Next up, we have the New York City street fight between Ethan Page and that boy Bouncy. Javon Evans, the young OG. This match was to showcase, a different side.
You did not call this man Bouncy.
You said I call him what?
You did not call that man Bouncy.
Bro, that's his theme song. His theme song is like, that boy Bouncy. Listen to his theme song. That's what his theme song is.
I'm gonna listen to the theme song because that joint went right over my head.
Yeah, that's what. He said. Yeah, that boy Bouncy, your boy Bouncy. One is Bouncy, and that's what he's saying in the beginning of his theme song. Ethan Page, and I think this is the swan song of their feud, and they had an awesome street fight for WWE standards, and I mean we were in the week where we seen a lot of street fights, especially in AEW and all the other stuff. But a couple of the highlights from there, Ethan Page had 2 chairs, or excuse me, Javon Evans had 2 chairs open up right in front of each other. We're trying to pile drive Ethan Page on them. Ethan Page jumps off of it, and then he gives a cross arm slam to Javon Evans off the top rope through the 2 chairs, and then picks him up and then gives him an Oklahoma slam through the table as leaned up in the corner. It was crazy. And then as Javon fights back, they go to the outside. There's this table bridge. Now we've seen ladder bridges, but this is a table bridge where they have a table that is right there by the announce table in the ring. And I was like, okay, so he probably going to just lean on the table and probably dive off it and dive and do the table. No, he did some better than that. Ethan Page on the outside after he gets like a bounce kick from Javon Evans with the chair in his hands, and Javon Evans, this crazy motherfucker, leaps over the top rope, catches Ethan Page, and gives him an RKO or a cutter right through the table, in between the table. That looked crazy. But he wasn't done yet. He sets up Ethan Page on the announce table, standing up, and then the man does an Undertaker-style dive, bounces over the top rope, and they both go flying over the announce table. Did you see that?
Yeah, and it was insane. it was like one of those moments that you almost like look at the screen and it's like, it wasn't like a hype. It was just like, did that happen? Like, I was like confused. Like, I didn't understand the physics behind it.
Look, I have seen people run out, dive to the rope so fast that they overshoot or they go through it. Now, see, Nathan Frazier does that all the time. My biggest thing was him jumping over the top rope and doing that cutter through the table. That was insane to me. And then we go back into the ring, and then he hits another cutter on Ethan Page onto a chair. And then he's still not done. He puts Ethan Page's head inside the chair, open chair, and then he does a bounce cutter to Ethan Page in the open chair. That spot was so perfect. He executed that so perfectly, and wins the match like that. It was crazy. Javon Evans wins, and then after the match, this new Shield, this new version of the Shield comes out. Whoever these cats are, they come out and they start attacking Javon Evans and give him like a little spirit bomb, power bomb. I don't know who these guys are, but it looks like they're trying to be the Shield, but not come off as Retribution style type thing. That's what's looking like to me. Don't know who they are.
I can't add nothing about them because I don't know nothing about them. We don't know why they're doing this. I can't tell you who any of the, I believe there's 5 of them, any of the 5 people are.
It's only 4.
I just know, it's only 4. Excuse me. Thank you. Thanks for the correction. It's just 4 people coming up, wrecking stuff for some reason of something. Yeah. And I'm just like, so, I mean, I guess we're trying to improve upon the vibe of the last time I remember this happening with Retribution, but I still don't know what's happening. So it's like, cool, y'all just gonna keep wrecking stuff. Why?
The Retribution stuff was just, beyond bad.
It was bad. Look, we got all day. It was bad. That's why I said this is an improvement, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the reason? Eventually, we're going to have to get to a reason, or at least explain who they are.
Yeah. So eventually. Now it's time for the main event. It is time for the double champion match, winner take all. It is Julia, who is the NXT Women's Champion, taking on Stephanie.
I'd have lost money on this.
No, honestly, I wouldn't have, because versus Stephanie McClure. Stephanie McClure is the Women's North American Champion. Julia is the NXT Women's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
So this was clearly a stand and deliver match, obviously. But however, It looks like the rumors are true when it comes to Julia, which is that she's banged up and she's hurt. And she needs a break, or she needs, whatever she needs to fix whatever the problem is. So they had to find a way to get the title off of her.
So, okay, I'll put it out there. I didn't know about the rumors.
Yeah.
I've been trying to back away from the rumor mill. So I didn't know about the rumors. In my head, this match was going to serve to end in some type of double disqualification, because I didn't think they were going to put 2 belts on the same person. So that's why I said I'd have definitely lost money here. Not because I don't think either of these women are talented, just because I didn't think it would have a clear winner,
Yeah, well, the reason why I did know that, because remember, Keith Lee was a double champion in NXT. He was the NXT champion, and he was the North American champion.
True.
And what happened was Triple H just took the North American championship off of him.
True. You're not wrong. You all right. I just didn't think it was happening.
Yeah. So when they did this match, I was just like, okay, well, Moose is not going to take the NXT championship to TNA, so Old Family's going to win that.
Mm-hmm.
Faxim is not going to win the TNA championship. There's only buttons on the line, so the Hardys are going to win this one.
Right.
I really didn't know. Well, I figured they would Javon Evans to get his win back after that feud. But when they said a double championship match, I was just like, okay, well, Julia is banged up, and the only reason why y'all be giving this stand and deliver style match on free TV, by the way, the only way y'all be giving this up is because the whatever is bothering Julia, whatever she's hurt by, it's true, and she needs some time to take off. Now, whether she be back in time for stand and deliver, I don't think so. but that's why you have to do it. So, with that being said, Stephanie McClure, she wins the matchup. They had a very good 10-minute match because you had to. They were moving fast because you had to move fast because they're on the CW, not the USA Network. So they had a hard cutoff at 10 p.m. So they had to move fast with it. And there was a spot where Stephanie McClure is going for the spinal tap. I don't know if she calls it spinal tap, but that's what it is. And
well, the announcers called it the spinal tap, so I'm just going to keep calling it the spinal tap.
The spinal tap, that's what I'm going to call it, the spinal tap. She goes for it. But one of the best transitions that you can have was Julia has her legs out and she catches Stephanie McClure in a triangle choke as she comes down. I was like, oh, that's impressive. And she's trying to submit her. But
yes, it was.
Yeah, yeah. But Stephanie does not submit, and then she goes for her package backbreaker twice. And then she pins Julia, and she is a double champion. So, automatically right there, I think what's going to happen is Ava is going to strip Stephanie of the NXT Women's Champion, NXT North American Championship, because she got 2 championships. She's not going to defend both of them. Now maybe she may have a match of that, but there's no point in it. They're going to keep her with the Women's Championship because I think now the Stand and Deliver match is for Jordynne Grace to go up against her for that championship. Or
what about match somewhere? And I don't know who you want to put in this match to make this to hype this match up better. I do got Jordynne Grace in there, but I don't know if you want to put just Jordynne Grace in there. A match when first pinfall wins the North American, but then the second pinfall wins the Women's Championship. So, because I don't see her coming off as the type of character that's going to be okay with just giving away one of her titles. No, I earned these. I want to defend both of them. All right, then you're going to defend them both in one match.
Yeah, but then you're going to get a triple threat territory like WrestleMania 2000, and then if that's the case, if they do want to put the belt on, say, Jordynne Grace, and it's like, well, I don't think they're going to have her keep both belts or even keep one of them. That means she'll take two losses. Whereas, in that way, it'll give the women something to do. In other words, if you take the North American Championship off of her and say, hey, because they do the same thing for it. Put it in a ladder match. Have 6 women from NXT go out there and win that North American Championship back. And you got the storyline for it because you got, right now, I already see 4 women that can go fight for that Women's North American Championship. There's Jada Parker, there's Kalani Jordan, there's Fallon Henley, and there is Jordynne Grace. Mm-hmm. All these women have issues, and they want that Women's North American Championship. So, what I can see is like, all right, come Stand Deliver. You give them a ladder match. It's almost like a tradition for them. You give them a ladder match. You hang up the North American Championship. Now, once again, do I know if they're going to put Jordynne Grace in that position, or will they keep Jordynne Grace for Stephanie and have her go for? And I'm like, you can do that. Keep Jordynne Grace for Stephanie, and then you can definitely find like Sol Roca. You can put her in the match. You can put all people in the match, and then you can give the belt to Jada Parker. Because right now, Jada Parker's hot. You can capitalize on her momentum and give Jada Parker the North American Championship, and then you can have her Kalani Jordan feud over there going into the fall.
Jada Parker definitely did, I believe, come out on NXT of last week, like the week before Roadblock, obviously, and said to the camera, like, I'm coming for that North American Championship.
She did say that. You're right. She did say that. She did say that on that episode. And then she just beat Kalani Jordan this past Tuesday on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, is that it's one of these 3 scenarios. Is this one is double duty at Stand and Deliver, which I feel like is a lot. Not that she's not capable of it. I just feel like it's a lot.
Yeah.
Or the other one, the one I said. So, but yeah. But no, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think Ava's going to acknowledge that she's a champion, but just like, okay, well, we're not going to do the double champion thing here because that also leads to overexposure. So You just take it off of her, and then she'll either have a tournament, she'll even have qualifying matches, we even have fatal 4-way, or she'll just be simple like, hey, we're going to climb a ladder and get it, you know. But you already got 3 to 4 women already hungry for that championship. Mm-hmm. So, in the way that I'll get them on that stand deliver card is you do that, and I think the next one to hold that championship should be Jada Parker. I think she's the next one to hold that championship.
And as we said, this can't keep being called the Hypnotic, man. I mean, look, it makes sense. It do. I'm gonna tell you it makes sense, but you're setting us back.
I'm about to say I ain't got nothing to do with it. You ain't gonna say she ain't sending me back. I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Look, it's better than the Hippacy. Like, come on now.
The Hippacy.
She thought this out. She made a good choice. But come on.
Oh no. But yeah, so I'm interested to see what the Roadblock fallout is. But I think that was this past week. I think that was the best wrestling show out of all the companies this past week.